G'day, my name is Doug Wakeling and I'm the author of Curse the Bells. It is a work of fact and fiction. This is my first book, and with the help of a lot of friends, I didn't do all that well at school. I have dedicated this book to my mother, who was tragically killed in the main street of Nambucca Heads in 1986. This book tells the story of my great-grandfather from his humble beginnings in the village of Otley in Yorkshire. He was born in 1821 and was apprenticed to the famous Chippendale furniture maker. He grew up in the tavern called the Fleece in Otley. It was owned by his parents. Tragedy caused John to flee his homeland in 1864, leaving his wife and family, and set out on a journey that would take him around the world. Firstly, he set out to visit the famous Niagara Falls in British North America, and then to the historical island in the South Atlantic, St. Helena. On his way to Australia, he was shipwrecked on Flinders Island near Tasmania, travelling on to Melbourne, and finally settled in the town of Carcoar, west of the Blue Mountains in New South Wales. John was a bit of a lad. He had to leave England in a hurry, and he wasn't a convict. It is a story of a man with a keen sense of adventure, not afraid to take risks. He lived a life to the fullest and overcame adversity, and when tragedy struck, John was a philanderer. He married 3 times. His second wife bigamously. Finally, he married my great-grandmother, Jane McKell. My grandfather, another John Layburn, was the 15th child born to John Joseph Layburn. Jane McKell's nephew, Sir William McKell, became the Governor-General of Australia. My mother had moved from Dee Why in Sydney to the seaside village of Nambucca Heads in New South Wales. She was run down in the main street on the pedestrian crossing by a front-end loader. She had 6 broken ribs and both arms broken. She went into a coma and never recovered. But before she passed on, she told me of the letters in her bottom drawer, revealing the truth about her 2 grandfathers, John Joseph Layburn and James Fines, who we now know was a convict and was transported in 1823 on the ship Medina. James' life story will be presented in my second book, The Reluctant Heroes. Curse the Bells moves on to the present day to John Joseph Layburn's descendant, Christopher Wakeling. He'd been crewing on a prawn trawler on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, and through a stroke of luck, he was not on the Lauren G when it sank off the Queensland coast with the loss of their skipper. Chris travelled in his ancestors' footsteps with a devil-may-care attitude to life. The book is available at Dimmick's bookstore in Coffs Harbour, New South Wales. It is now in its second print and available on the ebook form. It's a great yarn, and it should be a movie. Curse the Bells.